It was awful. It was awful. I don't know whose idea that was, but it was terrible. Like, no one speaks that language. No one wants to see you. You barely even dancing. You just humping a pole. No one wants to see that. Right? And me specifically, I don't want to see it because I already don't like seeing those type of people out in public already. Now I have to see them on the big screen during my favorite event of the year. You know, that's honestly it for me, NFL. You have 2 years in a row where you don't represent me on the big screen. Who's going to represent me anymore? Just the commercials? That's not what I want. Last year, who you had play the halftime show was not to my liking at all. But this year might be even worse. Because last year, at least he could rap. At least I could understand what he was saying. No, you've outdone yourself. Horrible. You know, I think the same thing that our glorious president was thinking too about how inappropriate it was. Right, with all these young folks watching football and that's what they see. You humping a pole and your dancers throwing it back. Like Addison Rae in 2020. Too much. Too much for me to handle. I thought it was terrible. Honestly, halfway through, when Lady Gaga pulled up, I thought that was gonna be the best thing in the world. But then it was to their type of beats. Right? It wasn't the normal instrumental. They had to add a little bit of their pizzazz onto everything. So I tuned into the Turning Point halftime show, which was phenomenal, by the way. Like, absolutely outstanding. Couldn't be beat by anyone, especially of their caliber they're picking. So if y'all caught that, let me know how that was. Because in my opinion, best thing of all time. Better than the Cardi concert. Better than a Ken Carson concert. Better than a Trippie Redd concert. Those are only the concerts I've really ever been to. My bad. But no, it was phenomenal. Not the normal one though. So NFL, y'all better do better. This was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. The camera quality, though, was so good, it felt like I was there IRL, which was not a good thing because I didn't want to be there. Ew, get me away from that, right? But I do want to say the camera did look kind of crazy. It looked like real life, which was kind of wild. But I wish it wasn't real life because they shouldn't be up there. People are looking up to them. Don't even speak that language. Man, if you agree with me, are you racist? Gang, I thought this was the best thing in the world. I freaking loved the fact that they just troll on these people so bad. Right? Everything I just said in this video, I don't agree with. I think it is amazing how they put a foreign artist up in the middle of the American halftime show. That is freaking phenomenal, bro. That represents so many people that need to be represented right now. They need this. And I think that made so many people's days. That made so many people's years. And they're the same people who have been living in the most fear recently. So if anyone thinks that this was a bad idea with what is going on in America right now, you're fucking delusional. I don't know what the hell to say to you to make you somehow even see 1% of what I see. I've heard some people even in my life, I'm sure they weren't trying to be mean, but they were confused why they would have a Spanish artist up at the halftime show. Number one, Spanish is the second most spoken language in America. So that already, it's never happened before. So in the grand scheme of things, it makes perfect sense to have a Spanish artist up there. I would understand if it was like Hindu or maybe even like, even like Indian, I would understand, bro. But if it was like some like Portuguese, you know what I mean? Like some language where it's like up there, but like who the freak in America is really speaking Portuguese type of vibe, I would understand that a bit more. But Spanish, bro, you could probably find 5 people who know Spanish in your neighborhood. In your city, you could find like 1,000. So I don't know what that type of reaction is. I honestly think that's like racism thoughts getting promoted to the outside scale. So when my friend says something like that, saying like, why was Bad Bunny there when we don't even speak English? Yo, I think you're getting brainwashed by the wrong side here. Let's zoom out. Look at America. Holy hell. Holy hell, look at America, bro. You don't want to look at America right now. Who is in the most fear in America right now? Who is most oppositioned? Spanish people, right? Immigrants, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know if that's like a bad word or not, but just like all, you know what's going on you know what's going on outside, I hope. So it is absurd to look at what happened last night and say you don't agree with that. My own father was complaining about how he didn't understand what he was saying the whole time, and he's supposed to be left-wing, right? I don't think people understand how big the world is. None of this is happening just for you. None of this is happening just for me. That's why in the beginning of the video, I was trying to act selfish and self-centered, because that's what I've seen from other people. When big things like this happen, there's normally a reason. Do you really think the NFL just put bro up there just for fun? No. It's obviously a bigger message, bro. It's the same point as Kendrick being it last year. You know, you take one of the most oppressed groups who runs the sport, by the way. Like, how are you going to be a football fan and be racist? They shouldn't go hand in hand. Like, I think any human with decency just likes to be alive and appreciate the world. And one thing there is to appreciate is Hispanics. One thing there is to appreciate is African Americans. Another thing to appreciate is the art everyone makes, right? I've been surrounded by a lot of white people in my life. But I still get so much inspiration. So much. I don't even know what the words to say, bro. But I look up to these people who are able to look at a world, or more specifically a place in the world like America, who is literally against them. Like, you walk down the block and people are looking at you weird, right? For me, I've gone to places in my city nearby that have been mostly African American people, and they look at me weird. I felt racism from this side. Obviously, it is incomparable to the racism other people feel, 100%. But I do want to say that that feeling opened a door for me to really be like, holy hell, people go through this everywhere they go. For me, it's just the one part of the city that's mostly African American. I still want to be there. I still love those people, but I understand that they see me as more of a threat. Some people have to go through that every day, no matter where they go. Not just one part of the city, it's everywhere in the city. Everywhere. Every state, every street, every house, every neighbor. They have to deal with it every day. So I just want to give my gratitude to that, and I want to say keep fucking going, bro. I just want to see people win that aren't bad. I want to see people win who aren't pedophiles. I want to see people who win. I want to see people win that aren't racist, aren't homophobic, aren't hateful, that are just there for the craft. And that's the type of stuff I see in Kendrick Lamar and Bad Bunny. Obviously, oh my God, they're celebrities, so there's going to be bad stuff, I know. Like Kendrick Lamar, do I think he's a perfect person? No. Bro probably is doing a little bit of it for publicity. But you still got to respect the fact that they're not out here calling certain groups of people. What's the type of stuff he say? He as in like the president and racist people. I can't even think of stuff off the top of my head. But it's like when coronavirus was a thing and then he calls it the China virus. It's like, you really need to do that? Right? When he says that certain people are eating cats and dogs, like, right? And there's so much more worse stuff too that I can't even think about right now, but you know, you're alive as well. Jeez, bro. I don't really know how to end this video, but I just want to, like, I needed to talk about something because it is astonishing that there are other privileged people in the world who look at what happened last night and are upset about it. Or even while it was happening, they were upset about it. Like, it really makes me, I don't know, bro. Right? No part of me wants to give up because of it, but I'm really trying to pivot in a place where I can still make things work without having to be, you know, too mean. Because it's getting extremely difficult to navigate any space when it's full of hatred. And not just hatred by itself, but hatred by people who will not see any other reality. Hatred by people who are so selfish that they don't even realize the own void in themselves that they're filling with hate. They are so self-centered that they can't even look at their own fucking family. They can't look at their own fucking bloodline and understand how horrible they are. Right? Look in the mirror and say, hey, maybe I shouldn't be against the same group that helped build America. Both of these groups, African Americans and Spanish. Hispanic, sorry, I don't know the right terms to use, but you know what I'm saying. Like, we piggybacked off of them, and then you're gonna sit here and act like you have a right over them? You think you think we're playing better? Gang, why in the hell are you aware you're gonna die one day, but then not want everyone to be equal? You're aware you're gonna die one day, and you still want it to be a competition? I don't get that shit, bro. I thought it was amazing to live in this part of this day and age where people are still strong enough to do something like that. When they know it's gonna make so many people uncomfortable, they know it's not the right thing to do, but they're still gonna fucking do it. Because in the long run, that's what's seen as strong, right? That's what's seen as inspirational. So that's what I got from it. That's what I felt. I didn't understand the words he was saying, but in my head, I wasn't like, oh, turn this off. I was like, this is phenomenal for the people he's doing it for. And if I live my life with empathy and love and just care for the world, I am also one of the people he's doing it for. So why are you against that? I'll never know. But no. Once again, everything I said in the beginning, I was just putting on an act, bro. I thought this was fucking amazing what he did. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. Sorry for swearing too. It just makes me so mad what's going on in the world. Like, people really are just racist, and they're just flat out racist. Check my past. Check the video I posted yesterday. I think it actually came out today. Check that video if you want to hear more thoughts about these type of people. I talked about racism and that and all that. So if you're interested, go check that out. It's literally called The Bad People Are Telling Us They're Bad. But yeah, I'll see y'all. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. I love talking about issues like this, and I love having conversations about them. I understand my place and role in the privilege weighing of everything, so I like to use that to my advantage to really point out the groups of people that deserve recognition, deserve more higher something. I'm not gonna say power or status. They deserve just higher recognition, bro. That's what they deserve. So I love all people, gang. I don't even understand why that's something I even have to say. I think I should just say, you're great, man. You're great. Right? Any bad thoughts you have, whether they're racism, whether they're homophobia, whether it's pedophilia, bro, no matter how extreme, it doesn't have to lead you to the dark side. There are right people in every scenario you can talk to, right? Maybe it's trauma making you act that certain way. Maybe it's jealousy. Maybe it's just hatefulness that you grew up with. Who knows? But there is always a better day to change. And I hate right now that the whole changing ways is owned by the worst people in the world, right? Like Turning Point. Yeah, turning into a fucking Nazi. But okay, I'll see y'all. My bad. I love you guys. I love everyone. Almost myself too. I'll see y'all. Blakey on all platforms. Music, 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 music. Blakey, Blakey everywhere. Music, music. Trading time. All plats.